back to Sprague Homestead. Today we're going to answer your top 5 questions about keeping your animals going in the winter. So some of these questions I've been getting specific to rabbits or chickens or goats or dogs or whatever, but pretty much all of them are multi-animal based questions. So we're just going to go ahead and go through each of them, and I'll kind of go through how they apply to each one. So the first question that we've been getting a lot of is, when the temperatures are freezing, do I need to provide heat? By and large, this is pretty much no. I'm not a big fan of heat lamps in general. More barn fires are attributed to heat lamps that get knocked down, bulbs that break, that kind of thing. So I'm not a big proponent of using them to begin with. But the big thing is, most animals actually don't need heat until you're going to get into sub-zero type temperatures. And that really is going to depend a little bit on the animals. Kind of the big thing is, if you're making sure that the wind is off of them and that they've got a nice wind draft free place to hang out, they really don't need any heat. Mother Nature pretty much provides what the animals need in terms of, winter coats and winter furs and wools and all that kind of thing. So they really don't need supplemental heat. Now, the only time I would probably recommend that, like I said, if you get below zero, you're definitely going to have to look at something a little differently to prevent things like frostbite. A lot of people are kidding right now or having baby lambs. Both of those situations, you might need heat. If you're having piglets, if you've got calves and it's really, really cold, you might want to consider using some form of heat. Or there's a bunch of different stuff you can use, like lamb boxes, super, super deep bedding for goats, that sort of thing. So unless you've got young right now, most healthy adult animals should be able to go at least down to zero. Okay, so this next question came in specifically asking me about how do I keep my rabbit water bottles from freezing. And I will tell you this, if you've got an answer to that, you're doing better than me. So, our barn is enclosed. We are usually good down to zero before we actually have water bottles that start to freeze. Our roof is insulated, and we pretty much use the method of body heat to keep the bottles from freezing. So chances are I don't have a good answer for you on how to keep them from freezing. If you are on the electrical grid, actually tied in and have normal electricity, there are things you can do. They make stock tank heaters for tanks, for your big animals. They actually make heated water bottles for rabbits. They're about $30 a piece. So if you have very many, it's probably not very cost effective. They also have electric heating bases that you can put your poultry waters on top of to keep your water from freezing up. If you don't have access to electricity, or if your barn's out too far and you don't actually have electricity out there, or if you're solar like us, you are probably just going to have to use the water twice a day method like what we do. So what Kanan does with all the poultry, in the winter we go to some of the rubberized buckets, and basically the reason we go to that, they're indestructible really. So if they freeze solid at night, you pull them out, put them on the ground, stomp on them, it'll break all the ice out, put them back in and refill. Not a great method, but by and large, if you can do water in the morning while it's not quite so frozen out, I know sometimes we don't quite get to freeze during the day, but if you can get to a situation where it's not quite so frozen, they can keep water for several hours, or the only other thing you can do is really just water twice a day. With the rabbits, if I go through and I do all the water bottles in the morning, and then we get enough sunlight coming through the doors in the rabbit barn, it'll raise the internal temperature in the barns up high enough to keep them in water all day long. Even when we've been running 30 degrees outside, as long as we have sunlight, I am still keeping the barns at about 40 degrees. So there's that. With the big animals out in the barn, obviously the tanks freeze. We don't use tank heaters. So the big thing there is break the ice and actually pull the ice chunks out to try and keep the water from freezing up. But we also just use about a 3-gallon bucket and refill it several times a day to make sure everybody's getting water. All right, so this next question came in specifically asking about goats, but there again, I think it applies to everything. So the person that was asking the question wanted to know, when there is snow on the ground, am I better off keeping my goats locked up in the barn or letting them out? So the decision to keep animals in or out in the deep snow is always a tough one. I have a couple of general rules of thumb with it. If the sun is shining, And, you know, like on a day like today, we're 32 degrees and the sun is shining. So the goats are fine to be out. Don't just kick them out and lock them out, obviously. Give them the choice. Leave the barn doors open. The goats can come and go. They're self-regulating. If they're cold, they'll come back in the barn. But as long as the sun is out, I try and aim for the peak window of when the temperature is at its highest. Usually that's like noon to 2 o'clock. We will kind of back that up to, you know, Canaan will feed at like 10 o'clock in the morning, so we'll leave it open from 10 till, you know, 2, 3, 4 o'clock. Again, if the goats get cold, they'll go in. I found that chickens are not always so bright with this, and for that reason, whenever we've had chickens that could free range, a lot of times we will lock them in if the temperature is below freezing. Especially, it seems like they'll frostbite on a comb and not ever notice. So with chickens, if it's a free range type situation, usually you're probably better off at least keeping them in a coop. What they'll end up doing is they'll mash down the snow. And because they're right there with the coop, they're more likely to go in if they get cold. But yeah, as far as goats and sheep are concerned, it's fine as long as they have, you know, if the wind is really high, if it's snowing, blowing, any of that, we go ahead and just leave ours locked in. There's no point in risking them getting overly cold, but if the sun is shining and you've got, you know, even 30 degrees out, go ahead and give them access to the fresh air and the sunlight. It's good for health. It gets them out of the barn, alleviates some boredom, and that is always a good thing. So this next question is pretty generalized. Somebody was asking, do we do anything differently in terms of feed during the winter? Overall, the answer is pretty much no. We adjust our feed throughout the year based on the condition of the animals. And if you're really paying attention to your animals, they'll tell you everything you need to know. So animals losing weight probably need either an increase in feed or an increase in supplements. If you find that they're really not eating, chances are they're not getting enough water. This is kind of a big thing in the winter. Daylight is another thing that affects that, of course, especially in rabbits and poultry. Decreasing daylight hours will actually kind of make them go off feed because, of course, as most people know, poultry are real big about, you know, dusk to dawn. They're pretty much on the roost bar, not eating, not drinking, not doing anything. So you'll see the feed consumption a lot of times go down a little bit. You know, just keep them interested. Make sure they're holding condition. If they look like they're not, but they are eating, you may want to bump up to a higher protein feed or add something extra, sunflower seeds, that kind of thing. With the rabbits, we don't really do anything terribly different. I do tend to feed more hay in the winter, and that's mostly, again, to keep their fiber up in case they're not taking enough water in because the water's freezing. It gives them a little something extra to chew on. Anytime that they're eating and digesting, that means that the gut is working. That means they're generating heat, which is always a good thing. With the goats this time of year, because it's so cold, we are giving some supplements. For us, that tends to be things like barley and oats and alfalfa pellets. Try not to do a whole lot of grains. We are feeding a little bit of goat chow mixed into all that, but we do try and stay away from anything with corn. The dogs, it's the same way. Pretty much watch and see what their condition is. Some of them would happily eat 3 times as much food as we give them, and that's not a good thing. On the very, very cold days, we do go ahead and heat up some home canned broth and go ahead and add it onto the dog food just to kind of bring the temperature on it up. But by and large, just listen to your animals. They'll tell you if they need anything extra. All right, so the last one was kind of a general asking me for advice. What would I say are the most important things about keeping animals throughout the winter? So my answer to that is pretty much 5 steps or 5 different things. 1, hydration is absolutely key. If the animals aren't staying hydrated, they have a harder time regulating body temperature. They won't eat as well, and lack of calories will cause weight loss, which will cause fat loss, which will cause getting colder. So absolutely, hydration is so, so important. Followed by the second thing being absolutely balanced diet is such a big deal. You know, vitamins and minerals play such a huge part in how animals digest their feed and what they do with it. So a balanced diet going into the winter. I know a lot of people free range their chickens all year, and that's fine, that's good. We used to do it ourselves in Mississippi, and I don't have a problem with that. But make sure in the winter when you're feeding, you're not feeding a whole bunch of scratch grains and things that really don't nutritionally meet what your chickens need. If they're being locked into a coop because of snow or any of the other kind of cold weather issues, like I know parts of the country get really cold rains, if they're locked in, they need to have a balanced diet. And that means probably commercialized feed, or if you're really good and know your stuff, you can make your own home blended feed. But especially in the winter, they really need to have at least a 16% protein with the proper amount of fats and vitamins and minerals. The third thing is keep the wind off. Probably the biggest thing that'll sap the strength and burn the calories off of an animal is too much wind, because they're fighting that to try and stay warm, and the wind is pushing the heat right back off of them. So if you can keep the wind off of them, that's a huge deal. Number 4 is when they need it, make sure that you've got a nice big deep layer of bedding to keep them off of that cold ground. Now with the rabbits are really hardy and they're really good all the way down to 0 or below. If we hit 0, I go ahead and put a layer of hay or straw in those cages to keep them up off the wire and give them a nice good insulating area. Chickens are another thing that because they sit up on the roost bar, a lot of times it's really hard to insulate them. That's where keeping the wind off of them is so very critical. But we in Mississippi a couple times got really, really cold, and I actually pulled roost sticks out to make sure that they had to bed down on the ground. Just make sure if you're doing that the bedding is as clean as possible and it's a good, nice, deep layer. Give them something to snuggle into. With the goats, it's the same thing. Even the dogs, nice, deep straw bedding. Keep them up off that cold ground and give them a chance to be able to conserve some of those calories. So the last part of that, and I've mentioned it a couple times through here, listen to your animals. They will tell you so much about what they need. If they are all rushing over to fight every time you water, the hydration is becoming an issue. If they absolutely won't go outside, then they're too cold. If all they want to do is go outside, then either you have a moisture problem in the barn or they've been locked up and it's just a really nice day. So keep a really close eye on your animals. A lot of times people, especially with goats and sheep, get into trouble because they don't get hands-on with the animals. They just look and they go, oh, well, so-and-so looks fine. Remember that in cold weather, those guys will stand that hair up to kind of create an insulating layer, and you might not be able to tell that favorite goat of yours is losing body condition. So get in there and get a hand on them. I'll tell you a whole lot if they're too fat, too skinny, whatever, and just watch their behavior. You know, if you've had them for any length of time, you should have kind of a good idea of their behavior during the good weather, and then I'll give you a whole lot of tips on how to deal with them in the bad weather. All right, so that's our top 5 questions that you all had about how to manage animals in the cold. If you have other questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. I will get back to you as quick as we can. And as always, stay warm and happy homesteading.